All right, we're going to begin, and we'll start with a 2 to 3 minute presentation by each of the candidates individually from the podium, so they can tell you who they are and what they're thinking about. I want to start by saying that all candidates were invited. Only one candidate has not decided to attend and present to you. But let's just give him a call anyway. And if he doesn't show up here at the podium, then we'll move on to the next one. Constantinides, is he here? He is not. So we'll move to the next candidate. John Chabon.
You want me to stay here, move there? There's no mic here.
There's no mic. You can move if you like. I'm going to move the camera.
No mic anywhere.
Okay. I want to make sure you can hear me.
Is that
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here tonight. I know you have other things you'd rather attend to, but this is important for you to see who's going to be running for this city council seat that Peter Malone Jr. has done a very good job serving this community. As I look out in the crowd, I don't see any special interests that I've seen in the past, any political machine mechanisms that have all too long run this particular area of the city. And I think that's refreshing, because this is all about representing people, everyday people, not the special interests, not the political bosses, but you, the community. Now, I was literally born in this community. I was born on 31st Avenue, the Boulevard Hospital. And I went to the public schools here, PS 85, Junior High School 141, the old Long Island City High School. And I went to NYU and then St. John's Law. This is my hometown. I love this area. It's an exciting, growing neighborhood, probably the best in the city. I served on Community School Board 30 from 1996 to about 2003. I was elected twice with the highest number of votes. There I served from treasurer to the president, and as president, I worked with Gus Francis and some other board members. We did a good job for this community, and it covered not only Astoria, but Long Island City, Woodside, East Elmhurst, Corona, Jackson Heights, and Sunnyside. And we represented a lot of parents, and we built a lot of new schools and seats. I was responsible, I was president of the board, for advocating another floor at PS 234. They didn't want to go up another floor, and I held it, and we got it, and we put out more seats. I was involved with safety for children, more crossing guards, more school safety officers, cameras, and a lot of security measures like speed bumps and speed humps, they call them, the streets. So I have a record of serving this community, being elected. I was never appointed to anything. Okay, I got it on my own. And I think that's important. And I think that you need to get someone who's going to, again, fight for you, and not the special interests and the bosses. We have a lot of problems with this community, common throughout the city, not just in Astoria. Affordable housing. A one-bedroom apartment can be starting at $1,800. You've got all this new development on 21st Street. The prices are astronomical. There's a lobbyist group that you'll be hearing from, jobs from New York, Manhattan developers that want to develop 27th Avenue and make it luxury housing. But no one demands affordable housing. No one demands affordable housing. When they give these developers, who have a right to make money, we're in a capitalist society, we don't get enough affordable housing. They give you 10%, 20%. And what is affordable to them? $1,800 a month? A two-bedroom for $2,800 a month? That's not affordable to people who work at, say, McDonald's and make $7.25 an hour. Is that affordable? The problem is, this is a great community, and I'm getting close, but you're going to see a chasm here. You're going to see people who have to leave. It's becoming unaffordable. I grew up here, I live here. I have friends who I went to school here, we grew up, we played ball together. They can't afford to live here. They had to move out with their families. There are special interests that are forcing everybody out, and that's got to change. We have Mount Sinai Hospital, that if you have to go in the emergency room, my mother went there, she was in the hallway. They don't even give you dignity. We've got public schools that are non-performing. We need to help the other side of IS. There was a debate. But this is a big district. We have to help everybody in the district. Finally, this is an important election, and I ask all of you to come out to vote, make an informed decision, and vote for the person you feel is best served that mode. And I think I can fill that gap. More than ever, we need good representation. We need fighters who are independent, who are not afraid to stand up to anyone. That's where I stand for. Thank you.
Lynn, please come up. The issue here is that we have to go through whatever the questions are from the press or me 6 times, so we need to keep focused on short answers.
Hi everyone, I'm Ms. Kirby, Green Party candidate for City Council, and I'd like to start by thanking the organizers of the event. As Arthur said, it's incredibly important. People know their choices on the ballot, both for the September 10th primary, but also in November 5th. So thank you very much to the organizers, my fellow candidates who came, and those of you in the audience. I ran against Peter in 2009, just the one time. He seemed to think I ran off and maybe I made a big impact on him. But I ran on the idea of energy efficient, affordable housing, 7-day library service, and good green jobs. And after I ran, and I was not elected, I wondered what I could do to advance many of these issues. So I approached Queens Library with an idea to clean the libraries. To me, they were all about reuse. We had space that wasn't being used where we could teach kids how to grow healthy food. We could collect compost, kitchen scraps, to bring them and divert them out of the landfill and save money. So I run close to 900 programs a year, after-school programs for kids, teens, adults. I run programs in English, Spanish, Chinese, Korean, Bengali, and Arabic. We have lived in an incredibly diverse area, and people from all walks of life, all socioeconomic levels, are interested in learning how to live greener, healthier, cleaner lives. I did this as a private person. I did this because I cared about the community. I've also been active in things like Two Coast Community Gardens, which is directly across the street from Astoria houses. I know some of you garden in your plots. And it's really an amazing thing, this idea of a community. Is that people want healthy food. They don't always have access. If you cross 21st Street, there's not even a healthy supermarket where people can buy their own food. These are some of the issues I talk about in the campaign. When we talk about sustainable development, making sure that you have the infrastructure the current existing residents need. They have the treatment bus service that they need, that they are going to be able to meet demands on the utility grid, that there are going to be supermarkets, a multi-purpose community center. There are a lot of things that the council member can do to make sure that the developers who are looking to develop Astoria, that they keep their promises. So for me, I've been active in the community for years. I did run for city council before. I now run the screening initiative at Queens Library. But I've also worked in government. So I've had experience serving constituents, drafting legislation, and getting things done. And I think it's important to have both. Someone who knows how to get things done at the grassroots level, roll up their sleeves, walk the talk, but who also understands the importance of working across party lines to get the work done for the people who matter most, which is the voters in the district. So thank you again for coming. I'm hoping throughout the evening we'll hear lots of great questions from the panelists and from you, the audience members. We do have a website, servingforcouncil.org, where you can also find much of the information. So I ask for your vote on November 5th, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Lynn.
Arthur, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Acapasso, Mr. Maloney, Mr. Batista. It's a great honor to be here today, and I want to thank Arthur because for the last couple of weeks I've been requesting for a debate. I've actually challenged Mr. Santinides numerous times to debate so we can get the issues out, where the constituents and the voters can hear where we stand. But I guess it's too busy with jobs from New York. But a little bit about myself. I grew up here. I went to PS 85, 141, Bryan High School in Queens College. And I'm proud to say that my own daughters are attending public schools and I'm raising my family. I'm also a small business owner. But what makes me unique from any other candidate that's running for that is my 29 years of experience and my 29 years of involvement in this community. I started off in 1991. I was elected as the youngest school board member in New York City. I had no kids. I wasn't even married, but I was concerned about the education system. I served 7 years. During my tenure, I was able to introduce and pass Megan's Law, where if a competitor was released in New York City at any of our schools, that the parents would be notified. From there, I ran independently as a Democrat. I was elected to the state committee. I won by 13 votes. Since then, I've had the honor and the pleasure to work for a lot of people that are actually in this room. During the Cavasso, I served as Vice President of 30th Avenue Business Association, and we worked on getting projects done. It wasn't about me, it was about us. It was a teamwork. Jose Batista, again, on the community board. Tony Maloney, it was always about what's in the best interest. It's these 11 years has also given me an additional experience to where I understand the actual needs and the problems in the community. Every single month, we have to deal with this. Actually, Frank McDonald, I'm sorry, also on the community board. We are the people that are the ears and the eyes of our community. This has given me the opportunity to learn and deal with issues. I got Ronnie Miner here from Astoria Houses. Thank you for coming, Ronnie. Astoria Houses, for all these years, have been neglected for some reason. There's been a fine line between 27th Avenue. I understand the issues. I've been down there for many times, and not just when I'm during this time of campaigning. I understand that we have 5 community centers that have been shut down. There's no funding. I understand that Jobs for New York is looking to buy airspaces now, the airspace and open space so they can develop. We need to keep our kids in our communities. We need to be able to give them the proper education. It doesn't matter where you are. There's no reason why one end of the district has honor programs, and on the other hand, they're lacking after-school programs. There has to be an equality throughout the whole district. If I'm elected, I will continue to fight for the voters. I came into the race in order to give the Democrat, during the primary, a choice between the political machine and the special interest group, and somebody who actually has a proven record for 29 years of serving this community. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
My parents grew up together, living across the street from each other, got married, still together. My husband and I were together 16 years. He lived across the street from me as well. I live in the house that my great-grandfather built in 1929. I went to St. Margaret Mary's for pre-K and kindergarten, went to Our Lady of Mount Carmel, St. John's Prep, and graduated from St. Francis College with a Bachelor of Science in Business Management. I've spent the last 20-odd years volunteering in our community. I have 3 children. They're 15, 11, and 8. All 3 of my children attend public schools in the neighborhood. I've had children in 122, I have one in 234, one in Louis Armstrong, and one in LIC. I have to say that I want to be here to speak to you, and I'm happy that everyone is here because I want you to know about me. I want you to know who I am. I need you to understand that I'm running for office for everyone. I've never done anything, or say almost anything, okay, to be honest, that was for me. I volunteer my time to children, to seniors in my neighborhood. I've coached basketball, volleyball, softball, cheerleading. Anything that anyone's ever come to me and said, as a group, this is what we want to do. We do not have a coach. We don't have an organizer for this. We don't have a place to do it. Put it together, and I make it happen. This is what I've done for my community over the years. There are seniors in our community who cannot get to computers or do not know how to get in touch with the departments that they need for help, for housing, for food, they know to come to me. My door is always open. I want to take this and put it on a broader scale. I want to be there for more people. I've always lived in this neighborhood. There's always been a Malone running it. I don't have any complaints. I'm comfortable with it. I'm happy with everything that they've done. I've lived through it. I know that I can continue all the work that they have done, and do it the same way, maybe even take it a step further if that's even possible. As a parent, I find it extremely disconcerting how the education is, the core curriculum, how everything is just focused on passing the tests. I have issues with that. I have issues with children not having somewhere to be after school. You know, there's not enough of us out there that volunteer. And there's also not a lot of places for us to do it. There needs to be more funding put out there to help these children after school. You cannot play in the streets anymore. There's not enough parks, there's not enough community centers. I vow to make sure that this is handled and taken care of. Our kids need a place to socialize, to get away from the computers, to move around, to be healthy, to be well-rounded, to socialize with each other, and be part of the community and meet each other. I hope, yes. I just wanted to know I'm running as an independent, but I also have the conservative endorsement. I hope I have your vote in November. Any questions? We'll be here. You know how this works.
Daniel Peterson, Republican.
I tend to ramble, so please, I apologize for having prepared to speak. But I first want to wish Lynn a happy birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. So my name is Daniel Peterson, Republican candidate for City Council. I was born and raised in Douglas, Queens. My father ran his own business in Manhattan, and my mother held various jobs in food services, insurance sales, and some various types of administrative work. I have an older brother and sister and grew up in your typical middle-class family of 5 in Queens. In 1986, my father's business went under, and he struggled finding consistent work from 1987 to retiring in 2003. Our financial difficulties prevented my parents from paying my high school education, which was at St. Francis Prep. So I got a job bussing tables to pay for it. Unfortunately, I was spending more time at work than with my studies, and as a result, I failed out of the high school and spent my senior year at Benjamin Cardozo, which is a fine school, and I graduated without having to pay for classes. But I was still working. A child should not have to worry about his education when he's a teenager, but I did. I spent many years holding regular jobs that most of us have: food services, retail, jobs that paid minimum wage or a few dollars above minimum wage. So I understand what it means to buckle down, have a tight purse, and learn to balance your checkbook. Well, I did get school aid for Queensborough Community College. Paying for my education was something I've been doing since I was 16. A couple of decisions made by our current mayor and some in the city council got me into local politics. One was the 18.5% rate increase in property taxes 10 years ago. Another was turning over the debt payment to the state, which was our 1975 financial crisis, which was expected to be paid off by 2008, and now would be on the state books until something like 2030. Think about that for a second while you deal with difficult financial problems on the city and state level today. Our city would have been free and clear of debt from the 1970s before or at the time our mortgage crisis hit us in 2008. Being your representative is about providing public safety, keeping the parks and roads clean, providing the tools for better public schools, and supporting our local economy. It also means going to City Hall and making sure our city officials don't simply spend your money on projects you don't want or know nothing about. I do not have a law degree, and I do not have the mind of a politician. I do have experience in accounting and working with numbers and making sure the information in front of me is transparent and clear. When I think of public service, it's not about getting something out of it in the end. It's about you getting something out of it in the end. My name is Daniel Peterson, and I want to be your next city.
Thank you so much to the candidates. I want to recognize George Dallas, back corner, who was the district manager for Community Ward 1, when Community Ward 1 was all of Long Island City and Astoria. So good job. And thank you again, Ronnie, for being here, Ronnie Minor.